As I mentioned earlier, the most likely scenario for a typical bill is for the full committee to refer it to a subcommittee with jurisdiction over the affected area of public policy. The subcommittee essentially has the same options as the full committee. It can report the bill back to the full committee with or without a recommendation. It can amend or mark up the bill and report it back to the full committee with or without recommendations. It can hold hearings on the bill. And finally, it can pigeonhole the bill. So we have veto point number 2. Assuming the subcommittee reports the bill back to the full committee now has a second shot at the bill, so to speak, and can undertake any of the actions previously listed, including pigeonholing the bill, so we have our third veto point. We previously indicated that less than 10% of the measures sent to committee in each session of Congress is ever reported out to the floor. So the fate of the overwhelming majority of bills is to be pigeonholed. This fact should begin to help you appreciate why political scientists argue that the committee system is the cornerstone of the fragmentation of power in the Congress. I should mention that there is a device in the House of Representatives called a discharge petition that allows members of the broader chamber to force a committee to report a bill that has been pigeonholed out to the floor. Discharge petitions are rare, however, because the committee is composed of members who have developed expertise in that specific area of public policy, and the members of the broader chamber tend to respect that expertise. If, against the odds, the bill is reported out of committee, in the House it makes a stop at the Rules Committee before it goes to the floor for debate and a vote. The Rules Committee establishes the rules governing floor action on a bill, including determining how much time will be allowed for floor debate and who will be allowed to speak for and against the bill. Unfortunately, we do not have the time to elaborate on the significance of the House Rules Committee. So let me ask you a question that cuts directly to the point. Have you ever played a game with someone who you got the feeling was making up the rules of the game as you played? If you have, you understand that controlling the rules of procedure go a long way to controlling substantive outcomes. The Rules Committee does not have the authority to pigeonhole the bill, but it can write rules of procedure that are either favorable or unfavorable to its passage on the floor. For this reason, we must include the Rules Committee as our fourth veto point. The majority leadership in the House maintains a majority on all of the House committees, roughly equal to its majority in the broader chamber. But it attempts to stack certain committees with party members who are loyal to the leadership, and the Rules Committee is one of those. Thus, if the party leadership opposes passage of certain legislation that has been reported to the floor by the full committee, it can increase the probability of it failing on a floor vote through its control of the Rules Committee.